let's do some small animation thing. So let's use Flexbox. Let's do animation. Let's use CSS variables more thoroughly than in the last demonstration of this kind of. So we have completely empty page. Let's do some animation there, and this will require only few HTML elements and then quite a lot CSS styling. Well, there will be some CSS styling. So we will have a container. So this is class is container like this, and inside the container we will have rows. So div class row, and inside the row we will have cells. Let's see what we can get out of that. Cell, and we will have different cells, and there will be different cells, and they will have different size. So for example, we can have cell size 2, and then we can give it a color, let's say blue. Let's have a few of these blue cells here, and in this row, and then we could have a second row that has 4 cells, and now we are making that the size is the same as the amount of the number of these cells in a row. Okay, this is our starting point. So we will see nothing here, of course. There are no any styling or any content. We will not need any content. We are only working with CSS. So this is working. Let's go to the CSS part. And let's start it by defining variables in this pseudo element root. So first we will have a variable called unit, and we are defining it is 20 pixels. And then the second is container width, which is going to be 100%. And after that, let's work with the body and remove margin. So margin is 0, and let's add padding to top 50 pixels. And we will still have nothing here. So let's do something that we would see something. And for example, we could define here that we have the color blue. We are defining these blue cells, and the blue color is 0057 B7 could be our blue color. And then we have the blue class, so we can use their background color bar blue, like this. Still nothing, as these elements don't have any. Did I put the blue there? Yeah, there is a blue class. So there are not much styling yet. Yeah, okay. And then we can have the cell class. Yes, cell, correct. Cell class, and we will have the height here 100%. Still nothing. So this is basically still empty. We have these some parts here, but not that much. So let's go with the row. And no, actually no, not with row, with container first, as it is the main here. So we are setting position is relative. Its width equals this container width, what we defined here. So we can use this container width, and display flex direction. Let's use column. And then we are using this kind of a gap. It means that we will have padding in everywhere around the element. And overflow hidden. If we have something that is overflowing, let's hide it. Are we still seeing nothing? Yes. If we add something here, then we can see that there is an actual cell, but as it still has no content, we are not seeing it there. And let's go with the row. And let's set and here. Actually, why did I put 10 pixels here? We can use this our unit. We defined the unit 20 pixels, so let's use that. And here the height is going to be, let's calculate it. So now we are using the variable unit, but we are setting it 2 times the unit. So we are using this calc keyword. Now we can do some calculation with the variables. And now we have here some blue rows. There are 6 of them. Okay. Well, actually we should have only 2 rows, and inside the rows we should have these cells next to each other. So we are working on with that. And display flex once again here. Justify content center. It really doesn't matter, although we do not have that much content. And let's build a gap here. Here we used 1 unit gap. Here let's use a bit less. So calc is variable divided by 2. So it's a bit less. Then we are using animation, but we do not have to do that yet. Let's see. Now we have nothing here. Then in the cell we can set that this width equals, and then we do some calculation. Variable called size, which we do not have yet. If there is no size, the default is 2 times this unit times 3.5, like that. And let's set border radius equal to this unit. And now we have the units here, what we have been setting here. So in the first row we have 2 cells, and the second row we have 4 cells. Oh, there is a, by the way, mistake. It should be 4. Now this is working. We got the units, the cells here. Then there is this size. So we have now size 2 and size 4, but let's have all the sizes from 1 to 4. So let's define them. And those sizes are related to the cell class. And the only thing we are here doing, we are redefining this size variable. So in size 1, the size is 12, so it's the largest. The width is the most biggest, but we don't have any. Actually, we could have here. Let's have all of these. So here we have size 1, then we have size 2, size 4, but let's add also size 3 in the middle, so we can then see what we are making of. Now we have all the elements, and now we have defined the size. One size is 12, and then we can just copy paste this code and define the rest. So size 2, size 3, and size 4, and the size 2 is half of the size 1, so it's 6. This size 3 is 4, and size 4 is 3. So basically 2 times 6 is 12, 1 times 12 is 12, 3 times 4 is 12, and 4 times 3 is 12. As you can see, they are not exactly, because there are some gaps here, but let's not worry about that. That's close enough. What next? Should we build the animation? Yeah, so we will need the animation in each row here. So let's do some animation. Animation name. We can call it a slide, and then we need to of course define that slide. And first we will define that the duration of the animation equals 12 seconds, and this is variable, so we will use that variable, but we will also have other overriding elements. And then animation duration is calc this variable of ours, this duration, and we are not dividing it by 2, we are multiplying it by 2, like that. And then animation iteration count, once again infinite, so it's looping and looping over again. Animation timing function linear, maybe we could even use it is ease out, ease in, ease out. Let's see, we can change back it to the linear if we want. Then the actual animation, what we will do with the keyframes. So keyframes, and this was a slide. We will provide a few breakpoints, 0%. Yes. And here we are moving the, let's move the element. In the 0% we are moving completely 0, and in the 40% we are also moving completely 0. Then 55% we are moving it. So let's calculate where we are moving it. So we have a variable container width, which was the 100%, and it's multiplied with the value direction, and we don't have this variable yet. The default will be 1, and this is pretty much it, but we will define this direction soon. Then in 70% we are back in the 0, and then in the 85% we are doing the same translation, but now the direction is different, so we are multiplying this by -1, and then in the 100% we are back to the position 0. Let's see what will happen, if anything is happening here at all. Now everything started, so it took a while, and the reason why it took a while was this duration 12 seconds, and 40% of that 12 seconds is just waiting in the starting point. But we can modify this by using this row class and its end child. So let's go with every second child. And here we can set that the direction equals -1 and the duration equals 6 seconds. So what will happen now? So now the every second row is going faster and the opposite direction than the every other line. This is like a, now we are building like a pseudo-randomness, and then every third line will have also this -1 but 4 seconds. Then every fourth will have the opposite directions and 3 seconds. Every fifth will have this -1 direction and 2 seconds, and then finally every sixth line will have to the starting direction and only 1 second. So now we don't even have the 6 lines here. We will modify that and add lines, but now we have a different, these are going in differently from left to right and right to left, and we are using these variables to describe what should be done in the other parts of the code. But this is now a bit plain, so let's define another color here. Aha, Visual Studio Code has crashed. Reopen. Why the strange? Let's continue with yellow color, and let's have it like a FFD700. Then we can have also the glass yellow like this, and also this is going to need. Now I think that our CSS definitions are quite ready. I might have missed something, but we will see if some issues will pop up. Let's get back to the HTML and modify these rows a bit. So this would be, for example, our last row. Then let's add a this kind of a row here. Let's see if it's any. Well, it now looks a bit more randomish. Then I will just copy paste some additional divs here like this. Now we have also yellow rows. Let's refresh this, what we can get out of that. Now we have this kind of a quite fancy random animation thingy here, which is providing us a nice colors and nice elements going round and round. And every 12 seconds this is going to be perfectly aligned now. And now they are staying a bit there, and then they are each continuing. So there will be this short duration of lines when they are in the same place, and as this 12 second and everything here is divided, so 12 can be divided by 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, so it's fine. If I had a 5 second duration here, then they would not align. And now as we have used these variables, we could easily make this smaller or bigger. If we just put it like this, then it would be smaller, or if we had bigger values here, then it would be much bigger. But I think the 20 pixels is quite okay. Similarly, we would remove that cap. If it's too big, then just calculate this unit and put it like 2 there and 4 here, so we are much smaller caps now. you can do whatever you wish with those variables. No, well, not everything, but almost everything. Yeah, this is quite nicely working animation here.